Hey, you trying to get your money right? You are? Well, you've come to the right channel. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Let's Talk Finances. My name is Trey, and on today's video, we're going to be going over the Warren Buffett 2-index fund portfolio. Warren Buffett is known as the Oracle of Omaha, arguably the most popular investor of our time. Now, he's the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, which owns over 60 companies, to include the auto insurance Geico, the battery company Duracell, and also Dairy Queen, for those of you who love those sweets. Now, his current net worth is over $100 billion. But this is all publicly known information. What most people don't know about Warren Buffett is that he recommends a very simple approach to investing, and he also recommends index funds. So much so that in 2013, he wrote a letter to the shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway, where he defined the exact allocations for what we call today the Warren Buffett portfolio. And guess what? It's crazy simple. Now, in his portfolio, he recommends either 2 mutual funds or exchange traded funds that you can put into a 401k, a IRA, or even your taxable brokerage account. With that being said, let's go ahead and go into the breakdown of the portfolios that he recommends, the allocations, as well as the performance for those of you who are actually looking into becoming a millionaire through investing. But before we continue, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to this channel if investing your way into millionaire status by way of index funds is something that you are interested in. As previously stated, the Warren Buffett portfolio consists of primarily 2 investments. Those investments being a mutual fund or exchange traded fund that seeks to track the S&P 500. The recommended allocation by Warren Buffett himself is 90%. So that's 90% investments into an S&P 500 index fund. Warren Buffett goes on to recommend a Vanguard index fund, specifically ticker symbol VFIAX for its mutual fund and VOO for its exchange traded fund. Now, for those of you who are looking to invest through Fidelity, the ticker symbols are going to be FXAIX and also FNILX for its Zero large cap index fund. For those of you who don't really know the difference between Fidelity's regular index fund and its zero index funds, I went over it in this video here, so be sure to check that one out after this. For those of you who are looking to invest with Charles Schwab's, the ticker symbol for that particular fund is going to be SWPP. For those of us who are investing, we should be investing to secure that financial future, right? But I have a question for you. What does security look like to you? All right, what's the ultimate goal? Is it a $1 million net worth? Is it $5 million? Would you be happy with $500,000? So put down in the comments below a dollar amount that you're looking at accumulating in retirement to be happy. The other 10%, because remember, that's only 90% that's going to be going into that S&P 500 fund. The other 10% he recommends to invest in a low-cost U.S. short-term government bond. So for Vanguard, in this particular instance, which he does recommend, the ticker symbols are going to be for the mutual fund, VSBSX, and for the exchange traded fund, VGS. For Fidelity, it's going to be FNSOX, and for Charles Schwab, it's going to be SWSBX. Warren Buffett went on to state that he believes that the performance of this 2-fund portfolio will outperform over 85% of all investors in the long term. Now, he believes in this so sincerely that he went on to tell the trustees who will handle his finances upon his death to implement this 2-fund portfolio for all of his assets. So when he passes away, all of his assets will go into this 2-fund portfolio for his wife. Hey, if you like this video so far, please do not forget to gently tap that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's go into a comparison here of another very well-known and probably equally as popular portfolio, which we know as the lazy portfolio or the boglehead portfolio. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this particular portfolio, I went over it in this video, so be sure to check that out. But to give you a quick rundown, it includes 3 funds. That's going to be a total stock market index fund, a total international stock market index fund, as well as a bond. Now, as you can see here, when we're looking at the performance of the Warren Buffett portfolio versus the lazy portfolio, the Warren Buffett portfolio actually outperformed the lazy portfolio for the last 13 years. Now, obviously, one of the more common rules to follow is that you don't measure today's success or future success by past performance, but we do have to use it as a guide at least. Let's go ahead and take this a step further, all right? So if we take the performance all the way back to 1987, and we start this with a $10,000 initial investment, and considering the investor is going to be putting in $500 a month contributions, let's take a look and see what the performance of this will be and who comes out on top. Now, if you look at the current chart here, you'll see that the 2-fund Warren Buffett portfolio actually outperforms 17.43% to 16.23%. Now, in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people would look at this and say, hey, that 1 point something percent doesn't make that much of a difference. However, I would beg to differ. If you're looking at investing over a 20 to 30, 35-year period, that actually does make a very significant difference. And remember, the larger position in the S&P 500, specifically in Warren Buffett's 2-fund portfolio, it will deliver share price appreciation and also allow for you to reap dividend income as well. So you're going to be getting that maximum diversification in 500 of the largest blue chip and most successful companies within the United States. Now, obviously, these companies include the largest companies. So we're talking Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. The list goes on and on. So all the most successful companies that you can think of, these are the companies that you'll be invested in with this 2-fund portfolio. Now look, at the end of the day, I know that as a new investor, or even some investors who have been investing for a little bit of time, we're always looking for a way to manage our funds in such a way that we can secure a strong financial future, not only for ourselves, but for our children as well. We often will stay up late nights, early mornings, trying to figure out what the best fund is. There's so many funds to choose from. My advice to all investors will be not to overthink this, because in general, you're already doing better than probably 70 to 80% of individuals out there because they don't invest at all. So if you're stuck between a rock and a hard place and trying to decide, hey, should I invest in a total stock market index fund? Should I invest in a target dated index fund, or should I invest in an S&P 500 index fund? Time in the market is better than time out of the market. As long as you are actually investing in a low-cost index fund with the right allocations of which you can stomach the risk, you'll be good to go. So pull the trigger, choose one of those funds and go with it. But in this particular instance, Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, the greatest investor of all time, says put your funds into an S&P 500 index fund as well as a U.S. short-term bond. There you have it, guys. If you found this video to be insightful in any way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, one of the best channels whose sole purpose is to help you invest your way into millionaire status by way of the Great Index Fund. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any other content just like this one. As always, I want to thank the men and women who have served this country and who are currently serving this country. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for your service. And until the next video, guys, let's talk finances then.